Hello everyone, welcome to Maths Bridge. Let me ask a question to start with. If you want to learn Python programming or teaching Python or building a machine learning models, what you would need? You need a computer with required resources. Because when we talk about like a model development, you might end up actually using like a large data sets for train the model, which requires a lot of resources. Your computer might be having a less resource to take the workload, but if you would want more resources, then what would be the option? The option would be either you have to buy a hardware accelerators, high-end hardware accelerator systems, or you should look for an alternative options. The one of the alternative option would be Google Colab. Google Colab is a online tool for Python and machine learning, model development environment, which is supplied by the Google. Let's explore more about a Google Colab. Let's get into today's session. Google Colab. Google Colab is a short for Google Collaborator. We can call it as a Google Colab or Google Collaborator, but coined as a Google Colab. So Google Colab is basically a cloud-based platform provided by the Google. So Google Colab is a versatile, online tool, which is a combination of functionality of a Jupyter notebook with cloud computing resource, capabilities. So basically, like we know that Jupyter notebook, which we use for Python development or AI model development, right? But the resources which we use probably our local system are the online tools. But the here Google Colab, providing a cloud computing in a power along with your software tool. So our development is, much easy for us, right? So when we say Jupyter notebook which we use for writing and executing Python code, right? You don't require to actually install a separate software or setup or configuration and all. You know, all you have to do is like log into the Google Colab and start using as a Python environment with online resources. Okay, Google Colabs comes with many popular Python libraries like a TensorFlow, PyTorch, NumPy, Pandas. Similarly, if you look at like in a visualization for the data analytics part, right, we have a Matplotlib and all. We can still install the few more libraries based out of your requirement. Okay, so when Google Colab provides access to the hardware accelerators like a GPUs and TPUs for the free of cost or the low cost. That's one important feature you should have to appreciate it, because in your local system you might having only the CPUs. Some may be having a GPUs but less power and all. But here in this case, Google Colab provides CPUs, GPUs and TPUs too. So based out of your on-demand need, you can still leverage these hardware accelerators, because some of the models requires lot of computing power. That's the reason Google provide is like one of the advantage to choose, right? Otherwise, it's if you want a dedicated system, right, it takes a lot of cost from you, because buying a GPUs, TPUs sort of like an high-end system is like very expensive, and then you might not need for a long time. So Google Colab is the best option for you to choose the environment for your own work, and you can extend the resource capability based out of the need, because it provides you access to those hardware accelerators. So mainly Google Colab is so popular for the data science, machine learning, AI research work. Teaching and learning Python or data science concepts, so we use like a Google Colab in these days. So prototyping, machine learning models, like I said, you can actually build a models using Google Colab environment with free of cost, for instance, or limited or low cost. Data analysis, visualization, like using a plots, graphs, and interactive widgets. So we still can use Google Colab, right? So running experiments on a large data set without requiring a powerful local hardware. Do you get it? So we don't require a local hardware because Google Colab provides a cloud computing hardware accelerators for your model to run on it. So when you have a large data sets, right, while building a model or training the model, you see that you requires like a lot of hardware, right? So those hardware is being provided by the Google Colab by leveraging the underneath the cloud computing is what it meant to say. So these are the the few important you know uh, the points as a takeaway, and then we should have to aware of like what actually Google Colab and then how it is so important for us. First thing is like online tool, and then you don't require to install any software on your system, and you can also use hardware cloud computing resources like GPUs and TPUs when you are actually running your model with large data sets. Got it? So another two important features that we can talk about is, yeah, it integration with like a Google Drive. So whenever you do develop things, right, you can automatically save them on your Google Drive, and it supports many popular Python libraries which we discussed. Here is the website URL, colab.research.google.com. If you would open web browser and then you navigate to this link, it takes you to Colab website landing page. This is how it appears. It requires your Google account. Once you put the Google account login credentials, it will create an instance for that account. So this is what your landing page appears as you log in. So if you could see, welcome to Colab with all the menu options, table of content, for this particular page. Okay, we will see now how we will be able to actually log into the landing page and then run a sample Python program. Visit us at our YouTube channel, Methods Please. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Can you walk through with me? We will be, navigating to Google Colab instance. Let's see like how we can do that part. I have the Google Chrome web browser in front of my screen. You can see it with the Google website. What I would be doing here is I have to type Google Colab. Prior to that, I wanted to mention Google Colab requires Google account. So here in my case, I already logged in using like a Google account, and hence it will not ask me to actually re-log in. Otherwise, it would prompt you to log in using your Google account. So let me type my Google Colab. Now you see whatever the link that appears on your screen at the first, that's called your landing page, Google Colab. The URL is colab.research.google.com. Let me click on here. It takes me to landing page. Here you go. Okay, let's ignore this pop-up page for a minute. Look at backend. You have this instance. Now you have to understand one part, how Google Colab creates an instance for you without installing any software on your hardware, right? So if you can look at this page, it talks about a lot of things, like a Colab is nothing but a collaborator, right? Allows you to write and execute Python on your browser. Do you see? So means zero configuration required, no software installation. You can access a GPUs, easy to share others. So coined as a student, if you are a student, if you are a data scientist, if you are a AI researcher, Colab can make your work easier. How sweet it is, right? You can write a code something like this on the cell. You can then and there you can execute the code, right? You can also see like data science related programs. You can write it models. You can actually plot the graphs. You can also talk about important libraries and then all the help files which are available, right? You can write simple code and then test it using tensor flows, experimenting using TPUs, and then that's short. You have the many more notebook related features, working with the data, machine learning, crash course information, and how to use hardware accelerators, and then that's short. What we'll be doing now is like writing a simple Python code and test it. What you would be doing is I would create a new notebook in drive, in my drive. I forgot to let you know that, right? So I have a my Google Drive is open, where I have the folders created automatically. Okay, what I would do, right? I will see now untitled page already created. So where do you think like this file might get created? So you can see that must be from your source, untitled. Okay, so this file a Colab created file, right? This is actually storing in your drive. That's why Google account with which you have to log into your Colab. Okay, okay, so now let's try type a Python code. Let me put a like simple statement like a print and hello. Can I do that? Print hello. Okay, so here is the this is called as a cell, and then this is a code cell, right? This cell can be executed using this symbol, run cell. You can click here. Now it is trying to connect your hardware accelerators to fetch the cloud computing resources to execute your code. It takes a while, but the first time it takes a while, but after that it's pretty fast. Do you see now hello world? So if you can change hello, may this bridge, right? So you can see here the changes are also saving. You can run this now. You can see immediately the output on your console. Okay, what I would also see, like can I rename this file? Yes, you can rename. Let's say my first file, and you can save it. Got it? So this is how you can, if you want like on one more cell, all you have to do is like click on code. It takes you to one more cell. You can type like let's say x equal to 4. Great, create a one more cell, y equal to 5, execute it. And then what you would be doing is that take one more. So what you do, like print x plus y. Okay, then run it. What happens? 4 plus 5 should get 9. So what I'm displaying here is also 9. So this is how you can do all your Python code practices. Got it? So look at now, my file is called my first file dot I Python notebook file, right? This file you could also see in your drive. So refresh this page. Because you renamed the file, now it appears as a renamed file on your drive. So you can save your file. You can download this file anywhere, right? You can download it into your local system. You can also do the same thing, from here also. Got it? Okay, you can see that all the resources what are all available. You can also look at here like your runtime, view resources, change runtime type. You can see the Python 3 or the R. So Python 3 is basically like a runtime environment. In currently you just chosen. Hardware accelerator is like this program runs on the CPU. You can also choose like in a GPU and TPU, but all other things are actually grayed out. Probably if you would want to use these resources, you might require little more probably this will be paid resources, I would say rather. All right, so this is how you can use Colab instance, online instance, for you to practice your Python programs or create your models, experiment with like a different hardware resources, things like that. I hope this helps, and then try leverage this opportunity to build your Python learning, or you can also use this environment for actually teaching Python for others.